art of editing.
Hello and welcome to the Short Film Show. As you hopefully know by now, this is the place to be for the very best in short films. Coming up over the next hour, we have some fantastic shorts from all around the world, and you can join the conversation via all the social media links that you can see on your screen now. And if you've already made a short film, then we want to hear from you. Head over to the website to find out about how you can get it sent in to us. And while you're at the website, why not check out the details for the International Short Film Show Awards that you could be nominated for. In our first film in today's show, Michael and Ronan are two young, inseparable school friends, or so it seems. When Michael announces in a letter to Ronan that he's suddenly moving away, Ronan's world becomes a very different place indeed.
Oh, Jen, don't start. I've been so busy at work.
Shut up! You are the one who always does this to me!
Well, Jennifer, I wish sometimes I'd never had kids.
Why can't you be like other mums?
Oh, don't start!
You are the only one I have to rely on!
Well, that's not my fault!
You've done nothing for me!
You do nothing. What about your dad?
Ronan, are those your cassettes?
Yeah, I don't really use them though.
Can I have one? I'll give it back, I promise.
Sure. Hey, Michael.
Ronan? Left this at Dad's.
What's your teacher's name again?
Mrs. Bradley.
Yeah, I thought so.
Ronan is a very capable boy. His reading levels are very good. He's one of the best in the class. However, Ronan relies on some of his classmates, such as Michael, a little too much.
Are you listening, Ronan? You've got to stop bothering the other kids.
Oh no, that's not what I
You
meant.
always go to Michael whenever you want something. Don't be a nuisance, okay? Is that all, Miss Bradley? Okay, great. Come on, Ronan. I've got to go home. Thanks.
Jen! I wish you wouldn't slam the door like that.
Can we go to visit Michael?
Is there mud on your shoes?
Out! Now! Sharon's coming round later and I don't want her going home to Carl and the kids and saying, oh, you wouldn't believe the state of Sandra's house.
Dear Ronan, I'm really sorry for not saying goodbye, but I've had to move houses. My mum only told me Wednesday. I miss you and I miss school. Write back to me, from Michael. Dear Michael, I'm so happy you sent me a letter. What's your new house like? Can I come around sometime?
Aren't you having them this weekend?
I'm not having fun without you.
Would you always do this, Jane?
I'll speak to you soon. From Ronan.
You never take responsibility. Well, what am I supposed to do with them now?
5-0.
No one wants to play with you, Ronan. Go away.
I just wanted
No,
to give
leave me alone.
Okay, we are having buddy sessions today, so find your Year 6 mentors.
It's been a tribute to Kurt.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't really feel like going to the guys.
Oh, Jen, don't God. I've been so busy at work.
Shut up! You are the one who always does this to me!
Well, Jennifer.
I wish sometimes I'd never had kids.
Ronan. I'm not going to be able to write to you for a little while. I hope you're okay. My mum says I'll be with my grandparents soon, and I won't be able to talk to you. So I want to say before I go, don't be afraid to be who you are. Don't be afraid of anything. Be brave, Ronan. That's what you've got to be. Ronan, I have to go now. Dinner's ready. But guess what? Mum's bought ice cream.
We're going to take a short break now, but when we come back, we'll be taking you on a roller coaster ride in the woods. Except this is one white-knuckle thriller that you probably wouldn't want to experience. See you in a moment.
The wolf on top of the hill isn't as hungry as the other wolves climbing it. But when the wolf on top is actually hungry, the food is always there. I lick the bones clean. These fools that sit and watch TV, letting their minds rot, working in some pathetic job, just so they can spend 2 weeks of the year to sit by a pool and write postcards home to people they pretend to care about. These people will always finish last. To be remembered is the only thing that matters in life. So what are you supposed to say when someone stops the world that you are almost spinning and says you're going to die?
They say that your life flashes before your eyes. A series of quick snapshots that define you throughout your life. What a miserable cliche.
I know what you'd do. You'd lie down and die like a dog.
There are places I could go. Count back from 5. Close my eyes. Good night, Vienna.
It's too sterile.
There's no flair to it. When I die, I don't want barbiturates in my blood. I want adrenaline. Let's just call him the architect. He built it for me, but others will follow. This will be my legacy.
510-meter drop, 220 miles per hour, terminal velocity, inflicting 10 Gs of force. Do you know what that does to the human body? Prolonged cerebral hypoxia, pure euphoria, as the brain is starved of oxygen. Then 7 inversion loops truly put the nail in it, just as an insurance policy. What's not to like?
There are 7 billion people clogging up this planet. Most of them will outstay their welcome. Anyone with an ounce of good grace would be queuing up to take this ride. But they will remember me as the first. A true pioneer. Have I made my mark on the world?
Time for another break now, but when we come back, we're heading off to the country of Iceland and a house that's hiding a secret.
New art of editing.
Welcome back to part 3 of the short film show. We've shown some excellent films in the series so far, and there's plenty more to come. And don't forget, if you have a short film that you'd like to share with us, then simply head over to the website to find out the details of how you can do just that. Rather like how Icelandic director Nina Peterson did with our next film.
Benjamin, ikke bare for deg, trommis.
Ja, vi skal få opp 5 nye tall. Ja, magi. Og Malin, dere skal få lov til å bli Malin. Ja, siden ikke gikk så bra i dykkerbussen, så prøver jeg meg i hvert fall med 4. Ja, 4. Det gikk jo straks mye bedre. Ja, eller mye. Eventuelt mye. Nei, jeg tror nå blir far inne i stuen, vet du. Jeg tror dette her kan bli sikkert. Ja. Nå vil jeg bli påvirket av dere. Og Malin, dere skal få lov til å bli Malin. Ja, det gikk så bra. Og Malin, dere skal få lov til å begynne. Malin. Ja, siden det ikke gikk så bra i dykkerbussen, så prøver jeg meg i hvert fall mot slutten. Ja, og 4. Det gikk jo straks mye bedre. Ja, eller mye. Eventuelt mye. Nei, men jeg tror...
If you've ever wondered what a variety of sound waves would actually look like, then wonder no more, because all is about to be revealed.
Sometimes
at last.
Slapper. Is that all that you think of me? Some old whore that you can fuck and then leave the next day?
Sen şimdi bunun ne olduğunu görmüyorsun değil mi? Hisset lan soğukluğunu.
He wanders up and down the Atlantic coast, battling ruffians, casting spells. Loved, feared, shamed, but always remembered.
Clayton.
Yep?
Come over here. Grab that barrel. I want you to fill the hole. Not too much, about 1/3. The rest, we'll fill with sand, so it absorbs the impact. Hey! Okay, let's be professional around here, all right? No playing around. Know the
I was there. The rod went through his cheek, out the top of his head.
Mr. Gage, can you hear me? Why don't you give me the forceps, please?
Look at me.
Good afternoon, Doc. Hey, I got that gift for you.
Goodness, that's smart.
Hey, mister, show me the hole in your head.
Now get out of here, you little rat shit.
Ladies. Up there's a beaver in the creek, huh? Why don't you just fin a little up? I might be broke in the head, but the rest of me is strong as an ox, you know?
Boy, I don't give a shit what happened to your head. I will have you dragged out of here like a dead mule.
You, Sheriff, are a goddamn buffoon.
Aren't you gonna do something?
Get off me!
I just think it would be unwise to bring him to dinner tonight. Surely, John, professional boundaries are in place for clinical benefit.
This man no longer has any boundaries, Sheila.
You're a great man, John. But you're only a man. God, in his inscrutable wisdom, has deemed it appropriate to lay this heavy burden on him.
Dr. Harlow, as you must know, the new fiscal year always brings many new proposals to the table. And I certainly don't mean to discourage you in any way, but I must tell you that as a general rule, the town council doesn't look very favorably upon new proposals that without precedent.
John, what do you propose the treasurer bring to the council on your behalf? Surely you thought this through.
With the prominence right now of cholera in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia has instituted some public health measures that I believe would work well here in Cavendish.
Phineas, would you please pass the green beans?
Mr. Treasurer, how do you plan to make sure that the railroad workers have proper shelter for winter?
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, Mr. Gage, the railroad is of the utmost importance to Cavendish. So we will have two of our most talented engineers will be working with Rutland Burlington to erect hard-frame tents.
For Chinamen as well?
As far as the budget allows, all will be included.
Well, what's wrong, Mr. Treasurer? Is the city council's whore budget a little bit higher than it was last year?
Excuse me? How dare you?
Don't forget, Mrs. Edwards, Mr. Gage has been through some traumatic times recently.
Let's get some air, Phineas. Come on.
Elizabeth, where did you get that stunning necklace?
This madness suits you, doesn't it?
Sit down. Those phony pricks at your house.
I was counting on their support for my practice.
Your wife.
Let me see that thing.
If you're aiming to kill, do it right here. To show you how to use that thing. Keep your arm up. Helps with the aim. Why are you doing this, John?
Doing what?
Half this goddamn town hates me. But you won't go away.
Nobody in this town expected you to live, Finn. For most, it's almost as if you didn't. You know, I feel it for most of my life. I battled some hideous unseen wound myself. Never want anybody to know it's there.
Gage!
What? My fiance says you propositioned her.
Oh. Any bitch that would lie down with you, I wouldn't touch with a stick of dynamite. Doc!
If your boy makes it out of this, I'm gonna take him personally to St. Mary's Hospital. Oh, son of a bitch.
Town, Harlow.
Well, I'm pleased to say that we're now joined by the director of Gage, Keith Kopp. Keith, thanks ever so much for coming in.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Tell us a little about the film, because I understand this was effectively your final project at the London Film School.
Yeah, I was at London Film School for 4 years, and I just wanted to create something that showcased my talent. And I guess I was inspired when I was in the military, and I met a lot of guys that had traumatic brain injuries. Yeah. When I came across the real-life story of Phineas Gage, I thought actually he embodies some of the conflicts that those guys encountered.
You obviously had a lot of cast and crew on this one. How do you go about getting that number of people on board for something like this? Is it easy to do?
It's easier when you're shooting kind of outside of broadcast season of shows like Portlandia and Grimm in Portland, and actually a lot of people with great talent were kind of available and willing to do something kind of artistic.
Can you get people on board in something like that with little or no cost? Are they prepared to do it for something artistic?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's if you're honest with people, tell them you don't have much. Even if you have a budget, obviously that budget's going to so many different things, whether it's catering or kit or transport. And telling them, what your ambition is, and if they buy into what you're trying to achieve, absolutely, they're willing to come and collaborate.
What advice would you have for somebody starting out who's maybe watched your film and been inspired to think, maybe I could do something like that?
I guess the first thing I say is go out and make something, even if it's with your phone. It will teach you, how the format works, how cuts work. Try again, and make sure that you try to get your stuff in front of people and get their advice and opinions.
And as always, is for you the story the strongest thing? That's the key thing you got to have.
Absolutely. It's all about that drama.
Brilliant. Keith, thanks ever so much for coming in. Great to meet you. Well, that sadly brings us to the end of another short film show, but thanks to you for watching wherever you are. And don't forget, if like Keith, you've already made your short film and you want to send it in to us, then you can do just that via the website. All the details are online now. But from myself, Kev, and all of the team here in the studio, until next week, goodbye.